Hello, my friend. From a military-grade eSIM rugged phone to a rugged phone with a 3.2 gigahertz processor that will shoot 8K video, I am counting down the top 4 rugged phones with the best chipsets that you can find, plus a few honorable mentions along the way. Now, all of these phones in this video are 5G, and they are all rated military standard 810H, so they are all drop proof up to 1.5 meters or 5 feet onto concrete, and they are all at least IP68 rated to protect from water sprays and complete submersion in water up to 1.5 meters or 5 feet up to 30 minutes. And as always, I will leave links to each of these phones in the description below so you can check them out if you want to learn more information or if you want to purchase one. And now let's jump straight into this video, starting with number 4, the Doogee V Max. If you need a rugged phone with a fast processor and a gigantic battery, then this is the phone for you. Released February 2023, the V Max runs on an octa-core Dimensity 1080 chipset at speeds of up to 2.6 GHz. It's also got a gigantic 22,000 mAh battery, 12 GB of RAM plus 8 GB of virtual RAM, and it's even got 20 megapixel night vision. Now, the internal storage is expandable up to a whopping 2 terabytes, and it is rated both IP68 and IP69K, so it is even protected against close range, high pressure, and high temperature spraydowns. The Doogee V Max is priced at $460 on Doogee's website and just $330 on AliExpress. You can hit the link in the description below to check it out. Next up at number 3, we've got the Samsung Xcover6 Pro. The Xcover6 Pro is a military-grade rugged phone built for frontline workers and businesses that does feature eSIM, and unlike a lot of other rugged phones, it will work with Verizon and AT&T as well as T-Mobile. Released July 2022, it runs on an octa-core Snapdragon 778G chipset at speeds of up to 2.4 GHz, and while it may not look as rugged as some other rugged phones, it has been put through the tests to survive repeated drops, vibration, high altitude, low and high temperatures, solar radiation, dust, salt spraydowns, and complete water submersion up to 5 feet for 30 minutes. The Xcover6 Pro is priced at $600 on Amazon. You can click the link in the description below to check it out or to purchase one. Now, real quick, I got to give a huge shout out to Scientific Odessey for suggesting this video. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Next up at number 2 is the AGM G2 Guardian. Now, there are actually 3 different phones in AGM's G2 series, and they all use the same chipset. AGM's G2, G2 Pro, and G2 Guardian all use the Qualcomm QCM6490 chipset with maximum clock frequency of 2.7 GHz. Now, the main differences between those phones are that the G2 Guardian has a pretty amazing long-range thermal monocular camera that can detect objects up to 1,000 meters away. Then there's the G2 Pro, which has thermal imaging, but it is not long range. And then there's the G2, which does not have thermal imaging at all. Both the G2 Pro and the G2 Guardian offer 256 by 192 resolution thermal imaging, which is higher than other rugged phones that have thermal imaging like the PowerArmor AT&T. But while the G2 Guardian has a much longer range, the G2 Pro can actually measure much lower and higher temperatures. Now the G2, the G2 Pro, and the G2 Guardian are priced at $700, $800, and $900 on AGM's website. Links are in the description below. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I did not tell you about these next few honorable mentions. If I included 13 phones in this video instead of just 4, these would be the other phones that made the cut. Now, these next phones have processors that are much better performing than most rugged phones, but they are not as high performing as the phones that made it into the top 4 picks. And I will put links to all of these phones in the description as well. So first up, we have got the Motorola D-Fi 2 and the Cat S75. These two satellite phones run on the Dimensity 930 chipset, which is not as good as the top 4 phones in this video, but this chipset is much higher performing than the chipsets that most rugged phones use. Next up in the honorable mentions are 5 phones that all run on the Dimensity 900 chipset. We've got the Doogee Bison GT2 Pro, the Doogee V30 with eSIM, the Conquest S23 with optional walkie-talkie and thermal imaging, the PowerArmor 18, and the PowerArmor 18T, which has thermal imaging. Now, the chipsets in all of these phones are actually faster than the Dimensity 930 chipset that we just saw in the D-Fi 2 and the Cat S75, but they are also not as high performing as the chipsets in the phones that made the top 4 picks in this video. And the final honorable mention is the Ulefone Armor 23 Ultra. Now, this is also a satellite phone, and it would actually be the number 2 pick in this video if it was available. Running on the Snapdragon 8 Generation 1, its chipset is higher performing than the chipset in the AGM G2 series that made it into the number 2 pick, but unfortunately the Armor 23 Ultra is not available at the time of this video, so we will just have to keep an eye out for this one. And now it is time for the number 1 highest performing processor in any rugged phone. It is the Lenovo Motorola ThinkPhone. Now, like the Xcover6 Pro that we looked at earlier, the ThinkPhone is another phone that might not look as rugged as some of the other super bulky rugged phones, but the ThinkPhone is rated military standard 810H for durability, and it is made from aramid fiber that is stronger and lighter than steel, and it also has an aircraft grade aluminum frame. Released January 2023, the ThinkPhone is powered by a 3.2 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Generation 1 chipset. Now, this chipset was just released only halfway through 2022, and it is produced using the more power efficient 4 nanometer process. Apps pretty much open instantly on this device, and it is made so that even the heaviest workflows will run smoothly. The ThinkPhone also features a unique security platform called ThinkShield that has AI-based defense systems with government-grade certifications to keep this device safe. The ThinkPhone is priced at $1,200 on Amazon. You can click the link in the description below to check it out or to purchase one. Well, which one of these is your favorite? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please share this video if you have enjoyed it, and then you can click here to watch another great rugged smartphone video, and I will see you there.